Now when the lights turn out on focus, overdose, slow hope, don't choke this lucid psychosis, kitty cat broke it, leaking out slow, get the most so flocious.
This is Project Connect, a show where we take people who are up and coming in the Inland Northwest, whether their passion is music, art, photography, sports, or just trying to live out their dream. We pre-select 5 photos off their social media platforms to give them a chance to describe what was going on instead of the caption they had posted with it.
Overdose, slow hope, don't choke this lucid psychosis, kitty cat broke it, leaking out slow, get the most so flocious. We about both, keep it breathing, keep it dark, we could spark trees and I won't seek meaning. We could catch feelings, speak about dreams and the world so free.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Project Connect, episode 6 here. I have Killian here talking about his life in MMA. So thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We'll jump into it right here, get to the first photo. You kind of walking out onto your stage.
Yeah. That was at Coeur d'Alene Casino. That was my May fight. It was my a title fight for King of the Cage at 185. And you know that was probably one of my biggest fights at the time, and probably if not my biggest fight at the time. If you don't know King of the Cage, they're the third largest promotion in fighting. So, you know that's a big deal. They air all their fights on TV, and you know the casino's pretty big, so
Yeah.
there's probably about 1,500 people there.
Oh dang, that's crazy.
It's a pretty fun fight.
Yeah.
I fought. Who was it? There's too many of them. What was his name? I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, what inspired you to like start this career?
Well, my dad had been fighting since he was 19 with Trevor Prangley.
Oh, okay.
You know, he went in there when he was just a kid like me and started fighting with all those guys.
Yeah.
And I grew up watching him. You know, I grew up, you know, going to training with him, and you know, just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I gotta get in there. I gotta see what that feeling's like, you know. And one night we went to a fight, and I was bringing all my stuff, you know, and I was like, I'm gonna be ready if anybody backs out or anything like that. And we were out at the Hub Fights one night, and a couple guys backed out, and I asked, I was all like, they announced it, and I was all like, what weights, you know? And they were like, there's 170. I was like, I'll take it, 170, you know. And I was a smaller kid. I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I ended up going in and never fought before. You know, I was training off and on with my dad and stuff like that, and went in and beat the guy in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So, you know, I fell in love with that ever since, and I bust my ass ever since. And
Okay.
I'm here now.
Yeah, that's crazy, honestly. Jumping into the second photo here.
Yeah, that's downtown Coeur d'Alene. Actually, that's right next to that alcohol gazebo.
Oh, okay.
Katie Hartwig, one of my photographers, or my photographer, we decided to do like a little promo shoot after I had won that belt, and she's like, "Get all your belts, and we'll go downtown." And there was a bunch of people watching, and they thought I was all this big old famous kid. Yeah, they were all surrounding and watching us take this photo shoot, and just little old me Killian, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing huge, you know, yet. But,
Well, yeah.
But it was pretty fun. There was all sorts of people that were like, "No way!" They're like, "God, can we see your belt? Can we hold your belt? Can I try your gloves on?" And I was just like, "Yeah, you know." Especially the little kids, you know. The little kids are fun.
Yeah.
That's cool that you kind of get that publicity along with it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'll walk downtown Coeur d'Alene, not to sound cocky or anything.
Well, yeah.
It happens every time I go down there. I'll walk down, downtown Coeur d'Alene, and it feels like every 30 feet I get stopped, and people are like, "Hey, what's up, Killian? Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, I saw your last fight." So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is honestly like a really cool thing to have.
So that's Rich Lindsay, and he's actually a fishing guide up on Priest Lake.
Oh, okay.
And that's actually a 28-pound Mackinaw that I caught. It was pretty fun. Those guys are down like 200 feet down in the lake, and we troll off of his boat and rip them up, and you're like ripping them up and reeling them in. They fight pretty hard, and they're really good fish to eat. And that was a really fun trip. I went with my dad, his business partner, and then another coworker, and we all had fun. That was the biggest fish of the day, though.
Oh, really?
It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, you're obviously into fishing and hunting as well, too.
Yeah, me and my uncle go hunting a lot. I love fishing any chance I can get.
Yeah.
I've been fishing since I was just a kid. So
yeah, we grew up in a great area for us.
Yeah,
so.
we did, for sure. That was Reno Worlds, actually, I think. And that's when I fought for I won $50,000 at that fight. So we had 4 different contracts. There was a $100,000 contract,
wow.
$50,000 contract, and then 2 $25,000 contracts. And it all came down to a voting system, and then you had to put on the best show, So,
okay.
I won the votes by like 430 votes.
Oh, dang.
I killed it. Won my fight. I actually almost got knocked out, and then came back right away. He had hit me with a big overhand right and had dropped me into the cage, and I got right back up and double underhooked him and threw him to the ground. He hit his head so hard on the mat, it split his face open, and he said after the fight, he's like, "Man, I couldn't see anything after that. It just went white." And next thing I knew, I was getting choked, and I had finished him with a rear naked choke and won the $50,000 contract.
Damn,
so,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
honestly,
pretty awesome.
Yeah. So are you? I think it was 10-0 now. Or,
yeah, 10-0. 10-0
Okay.
as an amateur, and my amateur career is put away. That's in the books.
Okay.
I'm professional now, so hoping to
That's
make
exciting.
my pro debut in September, actually.
Okay, nice. And you're going to Vegas, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be in Vegas.
Sweet. Go to this last photo here.
So that was Amateur Worlds there too.
Oh, okay.
That's Matt Lively. I actually want to give my condolences. The guy last week was on his way to work, and he got in a motorcycle accident and lost his leg. So
Oh gosh.
that wasn't a fun thing.
Yeah.
He's a father to a little girl, and he works his ass off every day to raise her. You
Yeah.
know, and it's a burden on his life.
No, yeah.
In my eyes,
Yeah.
to lose a leg like that, and especially as a fighter, because I don't know what I'd do if I lost my leg.
Yeah. But he's doing okay now, at least.
He's in really good spirits.
Okay.
He's been taking it pretty well.
Yeah.
I talked to him, see his posts on Facebook, and he's doing really well. But yeah, that was about midway through our fight, and I think he had just gotten back up off the ground from a takedown. And I pushed him up against the cage, and he had opened up because he grabbed onto my wrist. He's grabbing on my wrist there. And
Yeah.
he had opened up, and I was all like, I'm gonna knee his ass. And so I threw a big old knee, and I heard him go, "Oh," and then he threw one right back, and he got me good and knocked the air out of me, and I was just like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And so I took his ass down again, and we just kept wrestling it out. It was fun. It was a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. So that's gonna be the last of the photos here. I'll give you a chance to give your shout out to all the people out that's watching. So kind of take the reins, talk about what you got going on in your life.
I just want to thank all of my sponsors and previous sponsors for everything. I couldn't do it without you guys. I want to thank my dad. He's my biggest inspiration. And my family. They've always been there for me. We've been through hard times, and have always stuck by my side. I want to thank Katie Hartwig for all the amazing pictures. She busts her ass. She does a really good job. You know, I want to thank my coaches, Trevor and Dighton and Cody, those guys, for keeping me in the best shape possible, making sure I have a successful career. And I want to thank Cameron and Jordan Curry and Brent Fisher and Corey Cook, those guys, for pushing me every day and making me the best fighter I can be.
Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on the show. Like, honestly, thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So that kind of wraps up this episode of Project Connect. So stay tuned for the next one.